You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the February 7th, 2024 meeting of the Long Beach Tree Board. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
We're in session. Okay, let's get started. Charlie Levy's here, Janice Brown is here, Ellen Lynch is here, and David Levy is on Zoom. So we're gonna start our meeting. Old business that I had on our agenda was, the last time we got together, we talked about clarification and corrections to, the tree council, to the tree ordinance, and all of that is done. It is signed, sealed, and delivered. It's done.
Yay.
And that's what you have been sent. So we're all good with that. Where am I listening to?
She's in the waiting room and you can go from that. There we go.
They're trying to get Jane Paul in.
She was in the camera, right?
No, she's not. Jane, can you hear us?
Usually,
Yes, about.
Looking good, Dave.
it just.
All right.
Yeah, okay. Well, they obviously are just listening.
Who just joined us, please, and would you unmute?
One of them do the same like the current husband, biggest one of them. Anyway. So our ordinance is done and it's signed, sealed, delivered. I was emailing with Chris Willoughby and they were going over some of our exhibits to make sure that, you know, we could put them in our ordinance. And so that's done. I also went and, we also had all the trees taken down that needed to be taken down to be safe over at stop 16. That is all completed. I just stopped in and looked at it before the meeting and it looks great. The stop looks great. They've been cut back, but I'm sure Mr. Dempsey and people walking down there are happy with the results of it. And the trees will fill in, you know, those cottonwood grow like weeds anyway. So that's old business. So presently what we're gonna do, we're gonna do two different activities this year. The first one is that we're going to, go about taking our ordinance and making it a one-page, full size, but a one-page, fact sheet that we would be able to, is that you, Jane?
Yeah.
Okay, that we would be able to, make available to people to come in for permits, to people that are, just moving in here, and I'm sure the list will get longer before we, finish this one page. We're gonna get our 8 pages down to 1 page. And basically, the 1 page will be facts, things on the rules and regs about trees and how to put them in or take them out and what you have to do if you want something taken down that's on town property, but it's overseeing your property. So, I made these fact sheets, what everybody has, and I went through and listed all the ordinances. Do you have one? Yeah. So, anyway, the top part is, no, I have plenty of them. Let's read it a little bit. Okay. Here, this cheat sheet. This top part, I have them all one after another. I'm gonna be the first one to volunteer for a section of it. I'm gonna come up with one introductory paragraph that kind of sums up what we're gonna be doing in this fact sheet. Because it's not really anything that, that is pertinent to giving to someone that has just bought a house. I think mostly what we're trying to do is let them know about the rules. Correct, okay. So we can do something, and then when I face it out, these are a little bit more, we can decide if we want to put them on that fact sheet and what we do want to put on the fact sheet or not put on the fact sheet. So, and I thought, we could split the duties. So. So we have, so when you look at your ordinance and go through it, you can decide what would be, if you were brand new to Long Beach, what is it that we want, what would you want to be knowing about trees? If you were gonna be landscaping your place, or there's things you're gonna be fixing up outside when you moved in, or even if you are living here, what are the rules and regs? And there's a whole section in there about the utilities and how you should space the trees, and so we have to, I guess I'm trying to get everyone's opinion on how we should go about this. And then the last is going to be so. Monetary penalty. I wrote it the first time, yeah, it's sick. So you definitely want to put that in there so people don't buy a lot and clear cut it. And cut the trees that are literally on, town property. On page 8. So.
I just saw the monetary penalty on the ordinance is 99.30 and it should be 99.21
Oh, I have it on here, it's G1.
on your cheat sheet.
I'm at
Yeah.
page 8.
It's special. It's probably a typo.
Wait,
Here, I've got it. It's probably just a typo.
yeah, well, wait. There's a little difference. Oh, right here. We just wrote today.
The numbers in it.
Oh, I didn't go all the way. No, it should be 21, okay, monetary. All right, so this is just 30, we can just make it, maybe it is 30 because it's 30 on other ordinances, and. But it's stiff. The subject and fine sum of 500 for the first violation, 1,000 for the second, 2,500 for the third, and $7,500 for the third of each subsequent violation. So our violations are, and I think there was a lot of the last board, how we would go about getting that. I don't know.
Just like any of the other.
But I think having that on that, we're serious about our trees and you don't come down unless you have permission and that there's, something on.
Ellen?
Yes,
What was that pay scale? You didn't send that to us.
yeah, I did. I sent everyone.
I'm sorry?
It's in the ordinance, Jane, under 99.30, but it's $1,500 for the first violation. I think 500, sorry, see, 1,000 for the second, 2,500, and up to 7,500
Yeah,
for the third.
so it's in the ordinance, but, and that's something that I'm sure we're gonna keep in the fact sheet. So, what I'd like to do is divide up each of these sections and, each of us go back and write how we think, if we can get it down to a sentence or a couple sentences, and then we'll go from there on how we're gonna do this fact sheet. What do we think is important in here that we want to make sure that new residents and old residents realize? The other ones up here, the duties and responsibilities, none of that makes, I just want facts, what you should know about the beautiful trees in Long Beach. So.
What I didn't see in here, but let's rush up for a minute.
Oh, I don't have that permit in there.
Shouldn't we? I think we should. And,
I have the permit, we didn't put it as an exhibit. This has gone to the lawyer and the deal.
but do they know that we have to, but I think it references it. But I need to go back and look, because the permit form is kind of important.
Like, you,
Well, I would just think they would call us and we'd give them the permit form, because I think it would be something,
actually,
I don't know, I have him in my thing.
let's,
So Judy's with a tree species to be planted, he's,
because
everything,
I'll do the permit.
I have it.
I mean, the permit's required of this part of,
Okay.
and the procedure.
You have a copy of the permit?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, but we probably should tell, because that's gonna be an exhibit, because Chris will be emailed me today, and he's finishing it all up.
Okay. So do I need to send him that permit?
I don't, we never even put it in as an exhibit before it was signed. Yeah, yeah, I forgot. I have to find out where, I don't remember, that's it.
It's in 17.
Permits required. Oh, he'll love this. It shall not be required.
It says a permit must be obtained from the tree board
Okay,
by any tree removal contractor working on behalf of the homeowner.
or for the home. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. He's gonna love me.
well, that's a construction, that's a contractor permit.
Yeah, but,
And
You're all talking to one another, but you're not talking into the microphone where Zoom people can hear you.
I'm not talking. I'm reading something. We were looking for, the section on permits, so.
It isn't clear that you need to, we had a whole form on the permitting of the request to take down a tree in town property. And I don't see it referenced in the ordinance, which means it'll be hard to.
How about 99.17? 99.17, that's where you say permits required.
Right,
No, that's a permit for the contractor.
yeah.
Oh, okay, look at it, but that's, okay.
Yeah, must be obtained from the town tree board by any tree removal contractor. So that's the verbiage for,
Is it that the permit you're talking about?
no,
What permit are you talking about?
the one that is the request to take down a tree in town property that we used, we kind of used a modified one when we were at stop 13. We didn't use it at 16.
No.
We just need to be consistent because people need to let us know that they want to take down a tree, not that they're just gonna hire a contractor to take down a tree.
Well, I think CJ went to a lot.
On their property?
On the what?
They need to tell us they're taking down a tree on their property.
Yes. If it's on town property, they should ask permission to do that. And we had a form that,
We have a permit for taking down a tree on town property, correct?
Yeah.
so,
So in this section, though, it says permits shall not be required by the town tree board or any town employee or contractor retained by and working under the supervision or under the direction of the town tree board or a certified forester working on behalf of the town tree board. So
that makes sense because
We did,
we all
right.
would know.
Well, we can probably see if we can get it into this. I'll ask Chris, or we could just make, if there would be something that they would get, just like they would, wherever they get permits for anything else.
Except there's no mention that you need a permit. That's what I'm worried about. So just like when people down the street for me, trees were gone. there's no permitting process, so how could you say you're gonna control it without a permitting process?
So the permit must be obtained from a tree board by any tree removal contractor working on behalf of the property owner. But we're gonna have to talk about that because it seems that'd be confusing. Now they're gonna go for contracting permit and they gotta find a tree board to get a permit.
Yeah, that's how it works for when you add onto your house. You have to have a contractor permit and you have to have your own permission to have a permit.
That's for trees that are on town property.
And we're just talking about the trees on town
Yeah.
property.
Mhm.
So, okay. That's your section. Okay, all right, so, and I'm gonna do the, 902 to 909, and you're, Janice is gonna do permits. So, Charlie, Jane, David, what section would you like to look for and see if you can condense it? This is just the beginning of trying to get this down to one page. Quote my son's third grade teacher, these are sloppy copies. We're gonna be going through this, but we need to, I thought it would be easier if we divide and conquer, and we all write something up and then try to go through it and try to whittle it down, and make it into a coherent piece of, text.
I don't understand what this process is.
We're gonna make a fact sheet based on the tree ordinance.
Okay,
And I made this cheat sheet, which is all the headings of all the sections of the ordinance. The ones on the top from 9902 to 9909 are really not something that we have to worry about, getting into as a fact sheet, because, and at the end of this, we're gonna reference that the entire, tree ordinance would be on the website. What we want to do is come up with a fact sheet to tell people exactly what they can and cannot do as far as taking trees down, trimming trees, whatever, that are on town property, so that they know. And as if they're planting, about where they would plant according to utilities, even if the utilities, they need to know that they're not supposed to be putting huge pine trees, next to the fire hydrant and all that, so. That's what we're trying to get at with this, so we wanna go through this ordinance and figure out what we're.
they don't plant trees on town property, do they?
Yeah. You should see all the pink flags going down Lake Shore Drive, all the houses that are beyond the property line. It's pretty interesting, I am. Yeah.
We did our landscaping, we put a tree in the easement and the town said that's okay to do with the exception that if we need to come in or a utility and they have to take it out, it's on you, not on us.
Yeah, so, right, yeah, they're doing all the water things on Lake Shore Drive.
Because our easement is really long. It's
Yeah.
20 feet in.
Okay, so that's what I want to do, I just want, to have it, pick a section and just come up with a way to make it,
Easy speaking.
easy to speak down to a sentence, so I'll do the top one, and I'll do, I'll do to 99 and 12. I'll do the next three too. So interference from town tree board. It's nice that I have this in front of me.
Dave, did you say that?
Is a new ordinance posted on the town's website already?
No, I just talked to the town lawyer via email. They were going through our exhibits and making sure that it would be okay that we used them in our town ordinance. He was making sure, because some of the stuff we got from the DNR and we put it into our town council's exhibits as, what kind of trees to plant in the area and, how fast they can grow and their uses. It's in fact, actually, I know I have sent it a few times, and in fact, I'll resend it because what I did this afternoon is I scanned the entire ordinance with the exhibits all into one doc. And what I'll do is I'll resend that to you, so when you open it up, everything is there, the whole ordinance and each of the exhibits. Whereas before I sent in the ordinance and each exhibit was a separate doc, so it was getting a little, like, too many docs for me, so. Yeah, so that is in the process of getting in there, because I have asked about it. And they're now making sure, and then we should be able to put it into the, because it's still the old ordinance. So.
Okay. I'm just,
When, oh, go
I
ahead.
mean, what we just did like a statement of purpose or a mission statement and then said, please refer to the ordinance that's on the town's website.
Or when they get their building permit, give them a copy of the tree ordinance.
Yeah.
That's a lot of. I just,
People who buy new houses
it doesn't cover people who buy new houses.
or rent those.
And I think if we give it a quick fact sheet, nobody's gonna sit down and read an 8-page, or now with everything we have in there, it's almost 14 pages ordinance. They're not gonna read it. So much of it is in legal speak. We want to make this very, to the point and simple, you know, do not plant trees, do this
Well,
and that.
give them a copy of the outline here, which is really very, very,
Well,
very
that's-
comprehensive.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
So they
and
could-
each,
They can refer to the tree ordinance if they, if they have any questions about any of these things on the outline.
I would agree with that.
no, the thing is that they're not gonna do that. It's not working.
Well, they're not gonna write our synopsis, they're not gonna read our synopsis anyway, so what's the purpose? If they're not gonna read this wonderful outline that you've done, why would they read our outline,
Why would they?
which
read
is
the
more
ordinance?
verbiage than this? I mean, when they get their building permit, we give them the outline of the tree ordinance. And if they have any questions, they can come to us.
Right.
Well,
I would agree with that.
I'm not,
That misses a whole bunch of people.
this is tons of people. This is more for the people that are living here than the people that might move here. This is for people that are living here right now and doing things that they shouldn't. be
All right, well
doing.
then give it to them with their real estate package.
Not everybody uses a realtor. I
Yeah,
mean, there's all kinds of ways to scoot around stuff, so.
Well, I think they're purposely trying not to know about the tree ordinance. So,
it's,
I mean, if there's, okay, how do we get to them if they don't use a realtor? How do we get our little write-up to them?
okay, so let's back up. We're doing this. Okay, I want us to do this sheet. I already mentioned it to our town council, and they were very favorable for us doing something simple and easy that could be handed out when people come for permits, be it for landscaping people, architects that do hardscaping, people that are doing additions, people.
When
that are-
They come to the town council for that information, give them the outline of the tree ordinance. I don't know, I don't know why you have to expound on it any more than that.
We want to get it down to one page. I guess, Dave, what I'm trying to say is, I'm not asking you for your permission. I'm saying this is what we're gonna do as a tree board. We're gonna make this. And I'm asking for your help to just do a couple sections and write a simplified one section. So if you look at 9912, there's like 10 sentences. And then if you look at 9911, it's like 3 paragraphs. I want to condense it and make it, bullet points and easy. And then they're like, oh, and then maybe they'll go back to the ordinance, because obviously we've had an ordinance, now we've redone the ordinance, and then we redid the ordinance. This is probably the 3rd time since I've been here, and we're working at getting people to get into this website so they can read all this stuff. But in the meantime, just giving a simple fact sheet that would then get them to that website, or know that they can go to that website when they go for a permit, makes a little more sense to me than assume that everybody knows the rules. And a lot of people don't have computers up here.
Ellen, they're not gonna read those little synopses that we write. if they don't read an outline, if you don't think that's enough, they're not gonna read whatever is handed out to them.
He never said
That's
anything.
more than that. That's just gonna go into the pile of paperwork that they get when they close on a house.
Jan, this isn't Jane, this is not an outline. This is just the headings from each section of the permit.
And I think it's very informative.
It doesn't tell you anything. Do you have it? Are you looking at it?
No, I printed it out. I have it. Honestly, I thought it was a wonderful condensation of the tree board ordinance. And when I had a question, I went to that section and I read about it. And that informed me of what I could do and what I couldn't do. I thought it was genius.
So we just we want to give them a little bit more information on each of these sections. Just
They're
a
not-
sentence.
We can give them all the information you want. They're not gonna read it.
Well, some people will read it, so, all right. I just need someone else to,
17, 18,
okay.
19.
Charlie, can I get you to do a section? Read it, get it down in one sentence. Read a paragraph and say exactly what you're thinking it's about. I just don't want to have all this information, and we don't want to have to print all this. This is like 8 pages, double-sided, but we have 16 pages, or it's a page, 8 pages. And a lot of it is legalese.
I'm not exactly, see, I have a hearing problem,
Mhm.
and raised voices have, and then this stuff here, it enhances the volume and it makes it more difficult, so I right now don't know what you're asking me to do.
So we have this outline.
Right,
This is the headings from each of the,
understood, I have that.
what I'm asking is each of us take a section, read that section, and simplify it in
Okay,
a couple of sentences.
you gotta do that now?
No,
Okay,
you can do that at home, and then we'll come back and we'll see if this works and how we can get this down to,
understood.
whittle it down to what we can do. So just, I can would you have a section you would like to do?
Well,
Does the town of Long Beach actually provide an information packet to people who have recently bought a house? I don't remember getting that.
Well,
I don't-
Exactly, that's a good.
that's next.
which one is? Which one?
All right, then, so they're gonna get a lot of information now from the town of Long
Well,
Beach.
the thing is too, that if you read this section of the ordinance and you think it's not important to put on a fact sheet, then you just say not important and we just want to whittle it down to something important that would go out with permits, and then we'll figure out how else we can use it. So,
Well, the only thing I think is that it's important is that they know there's a tree ordinance and they get an outline of what's in the tree ordinance. Beyond that, I don't think anything else is important.
well, I do.
I don't,
Dave, I want to do this. I really want to do this. I don't think I'm asking a lot for you to read a section, write a sentence, what you think it means, and that's all. That's all I want. You can then email it to me. So, and after going through this process, it looks like it's stupid, okay. We'll say we're not going to do it, but I at least want to give it a good effort to see if we can come up with some kind of fact sheet. So, what is it? Charlie? Peace. Here's our one, right?
okay, I'm gonna take 99.30, the monetary penalty.
Okay. I think that one we're gonna put in there, but you can say it better.
I don't think I can say it better, but that's the one I'm taking.
Okay, thank you. All right. Then was the.
I guess there's no time to nine thirty.
What?
I guess there's not much needed to be done at 9:30.
No, she didn't keep it. We're gonna do one. Arborist, registration, we probably don't have to do. Or we can just mention that we, well, yeah, we just
Well,
mentioned.
why don't you just tell me what you want?
Why don't you do 9914 and 9916? That's gonna come under all that improvements.
I know.
Yeah, let's,
15.
I'll do that too. Okay, so would you do, yeah, what did I say? 9914 and 9916, Charlie?
14.
Yeah. 14 and 16.
Done.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Fair. Yeah, I'll do that. So he's gonna do 14 is missing, nothing.
So we're doing 20 and 21.
20 Janice, and 21, which is 30, it's Jane. Okay. So, you that are in the, out there, as you go through any of this, please send me anything you would like, if you were buying a house or getting a permit for a fact sheet on our tree ordinance, and you can just email it to me. So, and the next part of business is, we, as.
Well, hey, Ellen, I didn't get one. If you want to give me one, that's fine.
Okay, you wanna do our, oh, this turn. Okay, you wanna do, 9913?
Sure.
Okay. And you wanna look at 9916?
9916?
Yeah,
Yep. Okay.
okay. All right, and David, you did our segue into this. We've often talked about a welcome packet for Long Beach and all that, and that hasn't been done. And I cleaned out a closet in my house and I found an old one.
Really? Wow.
And I sent you a copy of it.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, how did we get this job?
Well, I found it, Janice Van Fleck left it for me when I bought the house. I'm the second owner of my house. And so I found this, and everyone's saying, we should have a welcome packet, we should have this. They used to do it, I don't know, it could end up being a chapter book once a year, changing it, because things change. I don't know that, as I look at it, some of the stuff has not changed. The stuff about renters, it's been written into the ordinance forever. You can only rent a place for a month, so some of the stuff is like, oh, there really is in there. So we're gonna update it and, take a look at it.
And
So-
Schmidt found one that's a little older and even more extensive, so she's getting me a copy of that tomorrow, so we'll send that out.
So at this point, because we're just gonna work on this, tree fact sheet, please read this. And then I sent a, outline here of each section. And as you read it, you can make comments on each of these sections and say, what about this? Or that's dumb, or let's put this in there. So, and those are all the sections that are in there. So I know golf carts has changed. We're gonna have to talk to the chief, because I know the other rules of the registration, so we probably want to put that in there. It actually has a section on which side of the street you're supposed to walk. Now I know my rights. I had someone stop me once and tell me I was walking on the wrong side of the street. And I wasn't. I never was on the wrong side of the street. So, and bikers and beaches, it's just a little, introduction, like what's going on in Long Beach and some of the rules and regs. So, please read it. It's not, heavy reading. And some of the stuff, and then they talk about the Long Beach Civic Association, the parade, the town meetings and all that stuff. And actually, we do have something in here for the wildlife about not feeding them. And that is because that's what the, wildlife organizations say, the DNR says that too, not to feed wild animals. So, and that's what I need you to do now too, to read this. And then just this sheet I gave you, so you have some place to write your little comments now on what you think. Does it sound good? Some of them will have to look up, so. Yes. And then what else? We do the full package of documents. And I think I covered everything. We did the tree ordinance. So, yeah, and that's it. Oh, I think I just kind of glossed over it because it was in old business.
Oh.
16 is done.
You did.
Yeah, 16 is done. It looks good. They did a nice job. And once they went back there and fixed it up, and I know our esteemed president of the town council called him a tree killer, so that's all. She was joking, but they did a good job. I think, Maple City did it and they went back and they cleared it out. And it looks like they might have they left some bushes and those will grow in and, you know, they're cottonwoods, they'll all grow branches and fill in, I'm sure. So, but there's no huge branches over Dempsey's house. So that's a good thing, so. And we did follow the rules to our ordinance when we did that. We did have a arborist come out. He did a risk assessment on all the trees, and then he said which ones, yes, this should be down, this one should be down. And then the one that was leaning so far, it would have landed in the middle of the street on Lake Shore Drive, so that one was taken down, and was, and the bottom of it was, had been, I don't know what happened to it, was whatever. Something hit it or something, that one real big one was weird how it went, so anyway. That's done. You can't, you know, spilt milk. So anyway, all right, that's all I have to say. Does anyone have anything to say or public comment? Public? So we are good. Do you have any questions, Charlie or Janice or?
One comment on the town map that's published is incorrect, because it doesn't reflect.
Her house isn't on it. You know, little house isn't on it.
Look at the street, you gotta put like, says it says it's a cul-de-sac. Oh, there's a house there. So.
We have, yeah, so because there's a map, there is a map in the middle of it. So that's what we're talking about. There is a map and it's incorrect, so. So I know it's on a date and maybe updating this, it would be nice to have the people and even for people that have already moved in, getting it and reminders of how everything happens and what goes on in our town. So anyway, that's it. So what do? Hit this and say adjourn or I ask you?
No, according to Robert's rules, you don't have to ask for a motion to adjourn.
Okay, we're gonna adjourn the meeting and you guys have a wonderful weekend.
Okay, thank
Okay, thanks. Bye. All right, bye-bye.